Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to test an old drill bit that hasn't been used for a long time to see if it still works properly. First, I attach the drill bit to the power drill. Next, I tried drilling into a metal pipe to test the cutting performance of the bit. But as you can see, the drill bit keeps slipping multiple times across the metal surface and can barely cut into it all. This clearly shows that the drill bit has become dull after long-term use and is no longer sharp enough to drill through metal effectively. So today, I'm going to show you how to build a DIY drill bit sharpening machine using very simple materials while still giving it a surprisingly professional feel. First, I start with the plastic pipe section. I use a ruler to measure the length and diameter of the pipe in preparation for the next modification step. After measuring, I use a marker to mark the cutting positions on the surface of the plastic pipe. Next, I place the plastic pipe into a vise and tighten it firmly by turning the handle, helping keep the pipe stable during the cutting process. Then, I use a saw to cut along the marked line running lengthwise on the pipe surface. In the next step, I use a heat gun to heat the plastic pipe. Heating the plastic makes it softer and much easier to reshape during the modification process. Once the plastic becomes hot enough, I begin opening and flattening the pipe into a rectangular plastic sheet. Then, I quickly place a wooden block on top and press it down firmly to flatten the plastic surface while it's still warm and flexible. Next, I draw a straight line to divide the plastic sheet into two equal halves. Then, I place a wooden block over one half of the plastic while using a heat gun to heat the exposed side. Once the plastic becomes soft, I use another wooden block to bend and press the heated section into a 90-degree angle relative to the other half of the plastic sheet. After finishing, this plastic piece will act as a drill bit support and guiding platform during the sharpening process. Next, I use sandpaper to smooth the cut edges of the plastic so the surface becomes cleaner and more even after modification. To determine the proper sharpening angle for the drill bit, I use the tip of a utility knife blade as a reference guide. I place the blade onto the plastic support and use a marker to trace the angle created by the blade tip. The angle formed is approximately 60 degrees, which is suitable for guiding the drill bit sharpening process. After marking the angle, I use a saw to cut away the excess plastic following the marked guideline. Next, I use sandpaper to smooth the freshly cut edge of the plastic support, making the surface cleaner and more even. This also helps the drill bit slide more smoothly across the guide during the sharpening process. Next, I'm going to use a handheld grinder to turn it into a DIY drill bit sharpening machine. First, I attach 2 grinding discs onto the grinder spindle to prepare for the modification process. After that, I install a screw onto the body of the grinder and use correction fluid to coat the tip of the screw as a marking point. Then, I place the plastic support against the screw, allowing the white marking fluid to leave a visible mark on the plastic surface. Using the mark position as a guide, I drill a hole into the plastic support to create the mounting point for the grinder body. Then, I attach the plastic guide onto the grinder to complete the drill bit guiding platform. Finally, I carefully align the plastic support with the grinding disc surface. This helps keep the drill bit at the correct angle during sharpening, allowing for a more accurate and even grinding result. After finishing the setup, I place the sharpening machine onto a vise and tighten it firmly by turning the handle, keeping the machine stable during the sharpening process. Next, I use WD-40 to support the sharpening process and help cool the drill bit while grinding. First, I spray a small amount of WD-40 into a plastic bowl for easier use during sharpening. Now I'm ready to begin sharpening the drill bit. I place the drill bit onto the guiding platform and gently rotate it back and forth like this, so the tip makes even contact with the grinding disc surface. As the grinding disc spins at high speed, the dull metal at the drill bit tip gradually gets reshaped into a sharper cutting angle. During the sharpening process, I frequently dip the drill bit tip into the WD-40 solution to cool it down and prevent overheating. This also helps produce a smoother and cleaner grinding surface. After finishing, I check whether the drill bit tip has reached the correct angle. I place 2 hex nuts side by side, which naturally form an angle of approximately 60 degrees. When I place the drill bit tip between this angle, it fits perfectly into the gap. This shows that the drill bit has achieved a very ideal sharpening angle. Now I reinstall the drill bit back onto the drill for a real-world test. I begin drilling into the same metal pipe from earlier, and as you can see, This time the drill bit cuts into the metal almost immediately without slipping like before. The sharpened bit goes through the metal pipe much more easily and produces cleaner cuts than before. With just a few simple materials like a plastic pipe, an old grinder, and a little creativity, I was able to build a DIY drill bit sharpening machine that can actually work in real conditions and restore dull drill bits that once seemed unusable. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to support the channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again in the next creative DIY videos.